Thank you everyone for joining. My name is David Bauer. I'm a global cloud security manager here for Avanan. Today we'll be talking about securing the SMB cloud. We're going to have a specific focus on Office 365 as well as we'll also touch on the Google Suite as well. So before we jump into it, I want to give everybody a little background on who we are. Avanan is a cloud-based security platform ourselves. We're used to provide visibility and management controls into a wide variety of SaaS applications. In addition, we do offer 60 best-of-breed security vendors as available in our app store. You can start any of these vendors with a click of a button to enable things like malware protection, antivirus, DLP, or phishing capabilities. Avanan is the fastest solution to deploy. We're the easiest to configure. We're the most comprehensive. We offer the most comprehensive anti-phishing solution on the market for Office 365 and Gmail. I'll be demonstrating all three of these for you today. So you will be able to get to see our phishing program as well as how easy it is to get up and running and to configure a policy to begin protection right out of the gate. So I'll touch on all of these once we get into the demo portion. But before we get there, some of the other challenges that we do solve beyond just phishing attacks will be malware, zero-day malware attacks, as well as compromised accounts for Office 365 or Google. In addition, we do help organizations control sensitive data within email or their file share. If we're staying with Office 365, it'd be OneDrive and SharePoint. If you're a Google customer, it would apply to Google Mail as well as Google Drive. The way we get access or gain visibility into every one of the SaaS applications that we support today is through their developer API. So essentially, we leverage an API model to give back that visibility and control that users once had when they managed things on-prem. What Avanan is able to do through the API is to deploy our solution in a matter of minutes to organizations that have 100 users or have over 100,000+ users. Because we're again using the API to see everything, we can scale to multiple size organizations as well as do custom policies and be off and running in less than 10 minutes inside of any organization. We're not a proxy. We're not a cloud-based MTA. We do not require any organization to change their MX records to point to Avanan for security. All of our trials and all of our accounts are completely transparent to the user. We have very little interaction to the user right out of the gates. We do have alerts and alarms and enforcement policies that you can turn on to interact with the user if you choose. But for the most part, we're completely out of band and we traditionally operate in stealth mode to provide protection for SaaS. So once we establish the visibility, the next thing that we offer is best of breed security partners. Again, we categorize these by way of the security offering that they're being leveraged. So for malware, for antivirus, phishing, or DLP, we've got over 60 different vendors categorized that you can then enable with a click of a button, all from within our UI. With every one of our trials, we do offer demo licenses of all of these security tools. And so the nice thing about it is you can test multiple in parallel. You can select the vendors that you know and love, or you can take advantage of our new SMB bundles that we've just created with default security already included. So now that you have a little background on what Avanan is, I'm going to go ahead and take you into the demo portion, and I'm really going to show you exactly how users or how organizations are leveraging our solution and getting up and running in less than 10 minutes. So most of our customers, they go to our website, avanan.com/pricing. This is actually a new page, and these are new programs that we just released for the SMB community. We've got three standard default bundles that we offer. We traditionally start with the basic offering, which will take care of anti-phishing and compromised account protection for you. If you would like to add additional security, like an antivirus or a sandboxing tool, jump up to our complete malware suite offering. If you're looking for a little bit more coverage, say DLP, for example, we do offer that within our complete cloud security offering here. The additional modes of which security can be purchased within our offering can be a la carte, or if you're a large enterprise, we do have custom plans that we can put together for you. And if you're EDU, we also have an EDU package for any schools that are on the webinar today. So now that you have an idea of the plans, you can click Start Free Trial on any single option or any package that you'd like. In this case, we're going to click on the Complete Cloud Security package. You'll submit a little bit of information about yourself, hit Start Trial. Within a few minutes, an account will get created for you, and then Avanan is going to email you over your login information as well as portal details. So once you log into the portal, the first screen that you're going to be taken to in our setup wizard is our cloud app store. From here, you would go ahead and click configure on any of the SaaS applications that you would like to get under management. You'll click this blue link at the top for authorization. Notice that we're redirecting you to the SaaS login page directly. So from here, this is where the global username and password would be needed to approve our app to then run in your Microsoft environment. Because we're redirecting you to the Microsoft login, we never are actually sitting on that username and password. Essentially, we're leveraging an OAuth 2 conversation with your SaaS application and leveraging a token to make real-time API calls going forward. This process to approve our app will take you less than 60 seconds. Once you hit approve on the Microsoft page, you'll be redirected back to our SaaS store here for you to configure any other SaaS applications that you would like within our store. For Google, just to show our Google customers, the process is virtually the same. The beauty part of what Avanan does is we normalize the interface to connect to multiple different SaaS applications and deliver you the same visibility, the same view, or the same process to get these things under management via policy and or connected to. So you'll follow the same process here with Google, one-time global username and password to approve our app, and we now are connected. We are now, once you've completed this process, we now have full visibility into what's actually occurring in your SaaS environment, as well as we can take it to the next level, which is launch the default security package. This is an example of the complete cloud security bundle that we are offering on our website today. It does come complete with an antivirus solution from LastLine, as well as the malware sandboxing tool from LastLine. In addition, you would get a DLP solution from GTV and the SmartPhish solution for anti-phishing protection. So all of these tools are running as we speak in our portal today. You've connected your SaaS. So now Avanan is in what we call monitor only mode. This is where we're just scanning, reporting back to you, and showing you exactly what has occurred in your environment. We let all of our organizations take advantage of a 14-day look back into their SaaS environment upon first connection, so that we can provide you with some historical information as well as real-time going forward. The next thing you'll do, once you've connected the SaaS, the default security is launched, we'll go ahead and set a policy. We'll start with Office 365. We've got several policies that we have running here. Let's start with creating a new threat detection policy specific for email. So you would click on the plus sign here. From the next section or the next page, you'll be prompted to choose the type of security policy you want to create. In this case, we'll focus on a threat detection policy. Go ahead and hit next. The next thing that you would need to do is select your mode. What would you like Avanan to do from a quarantine perspective? We offer two different ways to do that today. The first is our best practice. This is what majority of our users are doing today, or customers are doing today, which is protect inline. This allows Avanan to detect a piece of malware or a phishing attack in the cloud, and then quarantine it also within Microsoft or Google. So the beauty part of this is we can detect before the email ever gets delivered to an end user's inbox, and we can quarantine it and keep it completely away from that end user so they would never have an opportunity to click on it. The second mode is going to be detect and prevent. This is where we would allow all the emails to flow and actually arrive or hit the end user's inbox. From there, Avanan would kick in with our scan and provide you with after the fact detection and quarantine capabilities, where we would actually scan the mail while it's sitting in their inbox and then quarantine or pull that mail out and put it in another destination you choose if it comes back as malicious. So for the sake of our policy, I'm going to click protect in line. The next thing that you would need to do is decide if you want all of your users to be a part of this policy, or if you would like to have specified users added to this policy. In a trial mode, Avanan does limit you for testing up to 5 users. When you're in full production, you can create as many policies as you'd like, and you can have different workflows associated with it. So essentially, you would check the box if you want all your users in it, or you would just drag one over to the right-hand side to isolate that user in this policy. Once you've decided what user groups or all your user groups that you want to be included in this policy, you're going to go ahead and click Advanced. From here, Avanan is going to give you the ability to decide how you would like us to operate automatically based on a malicious scan result. So we'll start with attachments. You would simply click the drop down here. You've got 3 different workflow options that Avanan would take on your behalf. All of them start with quarantine, and then you can decide if you would like alerts and alarms sent to a user, if you want them to restore, or if you would like to just do blind quarantines and just keep the bad stuff completely away from them. The next workflow you would have the ability to set is our phishing workflow. So what do? Deliver it with a warning. You can have us quarantine with an end user request to restore, or again, you can do a blind quarantine. So it's very simple for you to set the workflow that you want us to take on behalf of the detection or the threat that we flag. From here, you can do the same thing with suspicious. You can add custom warnings, and you can decide what we do as spam. Once you've set these workflows, you're going to go ahead and make sure you turn on the alerts to the admins, both about malware and phishing, and then you're going to hit Save and Apply. Once you hit Save and Apply, this policy is now live. It is running. It is going forward in real time, and we'll start to execute these actions based on the scan results that we get from the security stack. So now you've got your SaaS plugged in, you've got your security turned on, you've now set your email threat detection policy. The next step is we're going to show you where do you see all of your visibility and all of your security threats that we have detected for you. We offer several views and several different ways that you can look at it. The first is going to be our main dashboard. At the very top here, you're going to see all of your threats across the top here. Any anomalies on the back end of your Microsoft or Google accounts if we've detected them, as well as we can toggle between any shadow IT, understanding if there's any third-party SaaS that's being signed up by your users that you're unaware about. Any one of these numbers that light up here can be clicked on and you can drill down to get more information specific to each result that you see. You also have a live event here, feed that will show you everything in real time. You can select on each one of these individually to drill down and get more information. On the right-hand side, you also have your heat map, so we can go ahead and map and really target all of your users and logins from all over the world or a subset specific geographic region. The lower right-hand side, you get a quick glance as to how your security stack is performing in your environment. And then from there, to get more information or to get isolated views, click on our Analytics tab. And we offer you several things. One is going to be a summary report. This will be pretty much what I like to call your State of the Union report, show you everything that we've detected, everything that we've scanned, and provide that back to you in a nice clean report broken out by SaaS. The other option would be sub dashboards, so you can specifically take a look at how your security stack is performing in just your email environment per se. All of these tiles here can be customized to show various reports and visibility that you may want to see, as well as you can drill down into the scan results here based on what we're detecting from your best of breed security stack. In addition, you do have your live feed here specific for Office 365 Mail. And then we give you the same look for OneDrive or Gmail, so that you can drill down and again, isolate all of your threats for management or for investigation. The other thing that we offer for visibility is our custom query tab here. I like to call this PowerShell script on steroids for anybody who's ever used PowerShell scripts. Essentially, through the API, Avanan has access to almost every visibility field that is available with the API. So we give you those to leverage so that you can do things like show me a recent login report that you'll see here on the screen. And then from here, you can select columns and add anything that you would like. And again, these are all the fields that come from the APIs that we get. So if you want to put geo information about it or add more geo information, add something more about the IP, domain, user, etc., you can really drill down and expand this view as well as get more information in terms of what you're looking for. From there, once you have this list complete and the report ran, we do give you the ability to take manual actions on these items, or you can turn this into a custom policy. So now that you've got an idea of where all the visibility is, where you're going to go to see everything in terms of our threat detection, as well as just our raw visibility that we get out of the SaaS, let's talk to you a little bit about how you manage those, make decisions, or take it to the next level in terms of putting eyes on glass for investigation. So go into our events tab here, like I've clicked on. You can use any one of these toggle switches here to drill down into anything specific, or break it down by SaaS, or go isolate down to a very specific tool or the type of security issue that we're alerting you here. So from here, you have quick actions here that you can take to make decisions, or you have the ability to make bulk actions or bulk decisions in groups, if you will. So you can dismiss alerts, you can quarantine, you can send end user alerts. If you click on any of these blue links in each one of these events, you can click in, drill down, get more information. This is an email profile screen here. Notice that if there was an attachment, we would show you the subject of the attachment and list it down here, as well as provide you with a security result. But the beauty part of our platform is through the API and really by design, Avanan is never sitting or storing on your actual physical data. We don't read the text. We're not capturing that or storing that in our cloud. The nice thing is Avanan does provide you with the email headers, so you can drill down and get more information about the email that has been flagged as phishing, as well as we store the scan result. So we do provide you with all the indicators that this email, or in terms of why this email has failed our algorithm. And you can also click on the red exclamation to drill down and get more information, like was there a link attached? And then you can provide more or perform more forensic information and intelligence to determine how bad of a link this was, or send it off to a security officer if you choose, and they can make more decisions on this link. But again, the nice thing is we don't actually sit on the information. We're not backing up your SaaS environments, and Avanan is never going to sit on the actual text or physical attachments. Everything will reside in your cloud, and Avanan here is just going to store essentially the metadata and scan result. So folks, you've connected your SaaS. You've launched your security, you've set a policy, I've shown you where all your visibility is, and I've also shown you how to manage and make decisions. So with that, we'll conclude the demo portion of our webinar, and hope you have seen exactly what was promised during the presentation, which is how fast we can get up and running, how fast we can be configured, and how easy it is to get your SaaS environments completely under management from threat and or sensitive information if that's your concern. So with that, Michael, I'd like to turn it back to you, and let's go through any questions that may have been asked at this time.
Sure, thanks, David. So one of the questions is actually a clarification question about the email policy. Is that if you choose the option to send the mail with an alert, does the user receive the email with the attachment?
So if you have us quarantine first and an end user alert also enabled as well, the end user is not going to get that email. They will just get the email alert that we have quarantined a phishing attack on their behalf. If there's no policy running, and let's say somebody comes into our event store here and clicks on send user alert, then yes, the alert will appear as well as the email. But that would be the case if there's no actual policy running. So I'm hoping I'm making that clear between when it's a policy and when it's not.
Okay. No, I think that makes sense. Essentially, it's just selected in policy.
Correct.
So one of the questions goes back to the pricing, and that is, what if I want to add more SaaS beyond just Office 365 and Gmail? In fact, somebody else asked a related question, as in, what if I want to add additional security tools beyond what's in the package?
No, great questions. We get those all the time. So you absolutely can start with any of these bundles here, no matter what size organization you are, and then add additional security or additional SaaS. The additional security and the additional SaaS outside of these bundles will be an a la carte per user per month charge for that SaaS or that security.
Okay, that makes sense. And then somebody noticed that on the pricing page that there was a button for education. Are there special bundles for education? Yes. So in an education environment, we can actually manage staff, students, and alumni separately, so that not only for policy reasons, but also for pricing to make it more cost effective for the education environment. So then I've got another question. When it comes to compliance, the question itself is about GDPR, but I think it's related to some of the other questions we have about compliance in general. And that is, one, is Avanan GDPR compliant? And then secondly, do we have compliance policies? So to answer both of those questions at the same time, yes, Avanan itself meets a number of regulatory requirements when it comes to what data we store, where we store it, and applying to PCI, HIPAA, as well as GDPR and other regulatory needs, including federal government. But I think probably the most interesting question has to do with policies to make your Office 365 account or your Gmail account or your SaaS account compliant. We have built-in tools that you can pick and choose out of the box PCI or out of the box HIPAA, so that we can monitor your cloud and enforce compliance rules across your users and across your files. So we do have some other questions, but they are specific to a particular environment. So we'll answer those offline with a follow-up email.
Perfect.
And looks like we are getting to the bottom of the hour. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining. Thanks for asking such good questions. And David, thank you for presenting today.
No, you're welcome. And thank you everybody for joining. Thanks and have a great day.
Thanks everyone.